Today, I'm going to show you how you can draw this super realistic strawberry and cream-filled croissant using alcohol markers. To start off, I'm going to be using a mat underneath the paper so that the markers don't bleed through. Then, I'm going to use a pencil to draw the outlines. Make sure that you draw it on really lightly so that the lines are not super noticeable. I also highly recommend using a reference picture so that the drawing looks more accurate. I'm using this reference picture I found on Pinterest, which I linked in the description. Once you're finished tracing out the draft, use an eraser to lightly dab off the darker areas of the pencil marks. I recommend using a soft eraser since you can mold it to the shape that you want. I'm going to be using alcohol markers from Ohuhu, but you can also choose any other brand of alcohol-based markers. I'm going to start off by choosing a few different shades of red to color the strawberries. Using the darkest shade of red, first color the edges of the strawberries. Use this color to also add on some texture to the strawberry by dabbing on some dots around the borders. Choose a slightly lighter shade of red, then start to blend out the darkest red towards the center. To make sure that your colors are well blended, go over the same area a few times. Similarly, add a bit more texture to the strawberries by dabbing on some dots. Using a medium shade of red, blend everything towards the center. Make sure that you don't color too much of the center, since we want the center to be really light. Repeat this again with a slightly lighter pinkish red, then use the lightest shade of pink to blend everything together. Using a few different shades of gray, lightly shade in the cream. Again, start with the darkest shade since it's easier to blend it out using lighter shades later. Make sure not to color too much of the cream since we still want to make sure that most of it is white. Using a few shades of green, you can also color in any leaves on the strawberries. If you find that your strawberries look a bit flat right now, you can also use a dark gray to add on some shading. Be careful not to overshade since this can make your picture look darker than intended. For the croissant, I'm going to be using 6 different shades of brown. Again, I'm going to start by using the darkest shade of brown, then start by coloring the center of the croissant. Make sure that you draw the lines from the center outwards so that the drawing has more texture. Gradually, using lighter shades of brown, blend the darker shades outwards, making sure to always color parallel to the center. This step takes a bit of time since you want to make sure that you get the right texture. Using the lightest shade of brown, gently blend everything together, but make sure not to overblend since we still want to keep some of the texture. I'm going to use a white gel pen to add on a bit of gloss to the strawberries and also a bit more crispy texture to the croissant. For the strawberries that are cut in half, draw light streaks of lines from the center outwards. For the full strawberries, draw on a few dots of highlights around where the seeds would be. For the croissant, draw on light streaks of lines outwards in the direction of the curves. This is also going to take a bit of time since we're adding on so much detail, but trust me, this step really makes your croissant look extra realistic. Here's the final result of my drawing. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoyed this video.